It is a beautiful day in the neighborhood, and right now in the wood yard, it's the best day ever because it finally cooled off. It is probably, I don't know, it's probably 40 some degrees, so it's awesome. And Caden is putting a load of wood in. What do you think of the day today?
Beautiful day, best job I've ever had.
There you go, that's the only answer he can give. So he's gonna put a load of wood on right now, and I'm gonna go over and I'm gonna put my new toy together. I bought a Woodchuck Cant hook, and I'm gonna put that together because I've been wanting to get one because I cut the dirt a few times with my saw, and I got all these big logs to do here. So I bought a Woodchuck Cant hook, and I'm going to put it together, and then we're gonna show you how it works because I've used them in the past, but the one I got has got the stand on it so you can actually lift the chunk of wood off the ground. And I'm going to put it together, and then we're going to use it. So it'll be kind of fun to get the wood off the ground so I'm not cutting in the dirt anymore, because that does happen occasionally. So I'm going to start over here with these logs that I cut off of some private property, and it'll be a perfect test. So right here's my box with the new Cant hook. I'm going to put it together right now. So here we go. Okay, here's the box. I'm going to open her up and see what's inside. It's just like Christmas morning here. New toys for the boys. That's me. Information for shipping. Ooh, this looks pretty substantial. It's heavy. I think it's going to be a nice addition to my toys. Let's rip this open. Hopefully there's no instructions, because I don't like instructions. I like to just figure it out. Oh, there's instructions. Look at that. We're going to leave those up here. See if I can do it without instructions. It can't be too hard. So here's the gripper thing. Just gotta cut this off. And I might have to read the instructions after all. I don't know what this does, but there it is. Oh, that must be where it grips. I got it. Okay, so I'm gonna look at the instructions. Gotta do it. Okay, I looked at the instructions. This is the instructions, that's it. There's no finished picture for you to look at what it's gonna look like. So I went inside and looked on my computer. I went and I looked at a guy assembling one, so I got an idea. Because these instructions are like the worst ones I've ever seen. It gives you words, but no pictures. I can't read. At least I don't read very well. So yeah, it shows kind of a little bit what it's supposed to look like, but not really. So I figured it out by myself, because even the one I looked online, the way the guy put it together, must be a different model or something, but I figured it out now. So here's the deal. You have to take this thing that was mounted up here off, because this is what goes up here. This is your hook for the hook part of the Cant hook. This pin was inside of here, and it was held in place with this pin, or this point I should say. So I figured out that had to come out. So what happens is this slides in here, and then you put a pin in there, and then this slides in there, and then a pin goes in here, and that's what holds the foot in the front here. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to assemble it. So here we go. Okay, so now I have it figured out. So here's what we got to do. This, the hook part, goes in here. This goes over the top, like this. See if I can get closer so you can see. I think that should be good right there. So I got to line up this hole here. This goes over the top, so this piece goes right in here. This piece goes in here. And then this nut goes put on here, and we'll give that a little tightening. Now we're good. Here we go. There, I got that snug. This is supposed to still be able to flip back and forth, so it appears that that's working. This point, I'm going to put that in. We're going to put the pin in this. So the pin goes right here. And then this pin goes in here. There, that point is locked in. And then the foot is what's supposed to be put on next. This is the foot here. And I'm assuming this faces towards the rear, that's the rear. Bolt there. Another bolt there. Nope, that cannot be right. Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. There we go. So then I got a couple of nuts here that go on the back side. It appears to be built very solid. It's substantial. It's not a child's toy. It's a man toy. There we go. That's pretty snug. Can always tighten up later. So that's the back foot, and then the front foot goes, I think, so like this. Nope, it goes like this. Let's see, so that goes to the inside. Yeah, so this is the way this goes. This is the front foot. So that goes in the same way. Just a couple of bolts hold that in. Like that. And then this gets tightened down front and back. Like that. And then this slides into this point, and then this pin is what holds the front foot. Like that. And that is it. That's pretty simple. Instructions suck though. They were terrible. They didn't really show any of the assembly really. They kind of talked you through it, which, I don't know. To me, I like to see the pictures step by step. I'll give this a good snugging up here. And then give this one last crank. There we go. Make sure this still works. Seems to be good. So there it is. It is complete. There it is. It looks substantial. There it is, the Woodchuck, made in the USA. It also was assembled in the USA because I am in the USA right now. So here, I'll give you a peek at the whole thing in action right now. Okay, so here it is, fully assembled, and we're gonna give it a try. The reason I picked out this one because I wanted something very substantial. All the reviews were excellent on it. What I like about it is you can pop off this bottom foot here. You can pull the pin out, and you can use it just like this too for rolling. So you can use it either way, but I mainly want it so that when I'm cutting logs on the ground, I can get them off the ground. So I want to be able to not be running my saw into the dirt and rocks and stuff like that. So that's how fast you can change that out. So there it is. So now we're going to put it down here, and I'm going to roll a log for the very first time. So I've never done this before with this particular Cant hook, so you go on like that, and I'm going to give the camera a little turn here so you can see. Give it a roll. Oh, sweet. That's going to be awesome. Okay, we'll try it in the middle. It's like, makes a log like nothing. Oh, look at that. That is going to be beautiful to work with, to roll logs up on, to get them off the ground like this. See how much space I have there? So yeah, it's going to get them off the ground really nice. That is going to save me, hopefully, a whole lot of chain sharpening, and maybe my back too, so I don't have to bend over as much. So yeah, look at it, gets it right off the ground there. So you can see how it gets the foot on the ground there. And so yeah, you can dump them off real easy. It weighs 13 pounds, and I'm going to be using this a lot. So let's go try it over on a really big log over on the other side. So here we go. So now when I got my big piles of logs and I get them delivered, I'll be able to roll one off if I want, or if I don't have a runner like this underneath on the bottom down here to hold it off the ground, I can use the woodchuck to hold it up, but I also want to be able to use it to get logs down from the top, so I don't have to just use a big piece of plywood or something. I mean a big 2x4 or something. So let's see if I can get hooked in on this here. Doesn't like loose bark. Oh yeah, it bites really good. So let's see if I can do this without killing myself here. Well, yeah, it comes down all right. I'm gonna move the camera because I don't want the camera to get smashed, because when it comes down I got a feeling it's gonna be like an avalanche thing. Okay, so here we go. Wow. Well, I definitely did that wrong. There we go. Now it's coming down. Let's try this one here. See if I can get this one to come off the pile. Yes, I can move logs pretty easily with it. I was just being careful, but it's a pretty good sized log here. So I'm going to roll this one off, and let's see if we're lined up here. There you go. So I'm going to give this one a roll off this other log here, and then see how it lifts it off the ground. Yep, so that works really nice. And then just for instance, I don't want to cut this one on the ground. I give it one of these. There you go. So yeah, holds it really nice. It's off the ground, as you can see there. And I'm going to try it in the middle of the log now and just see how well it does if I go in the middle, because that way I could cut more than just the one little piece here. So first I'm going to roll this big one out of the way over here. So I can see now why you don't want to have that front foot on there. So I'm going to take that off and roll this log, because this front foot that's on here definitely gets in the way when you're trying to not lift your log up off the ground. It kind of actually stops you from getting it rolling because you don't have the points to work with. So now I understand. See, I told you I'm not the sharpest stick in the woods, and that's pretty easy to see. So there we go. Now I got just the point, and we'll see how it rolls now with this one over here. So, oh yeah, that works way better. So you just get it to move over. Oh, and it rolls right back on me. So I'll just roll this one out of the way with my foot here. There you go. So, like say if I want to take one off the top up here, we'll give it a try. I'll get the camera aiming so you guys can see again. So now, without having the front foot on, we'll see how this one rolls off. Oh, nice. Yeah, that works good. You can pull it out of the way, because when you got that front foot on there, it gets caught underneath. So now let's give this one a roll and see what happens here. Oh yeah, no problem at all. Yeah, it definitely really bites. I mean, you gotta fight it. It'll take me some getting used to, but I like it. I like it a lot. It's gonna be nice for moving logs around, especially these big boys. So big thick ones like this, as you can see, there's some good ones here. If you look at the size of these are substantial. So we'll be using that today when I do some cutting. But right now, we're gonna go back over to where I have the FIREWOOD that I cut. We're gonna go lift some of those up and we're gonna cut them. So I'll show you the work as it's done. Okay, first impressions is that it's nice to get the log off the ground, but it definitely takes more time because you gotta get it to a spot where you want it, put it on, flip it, and then when you're cutting, the log can tip either way. So I think it's gonna work better on big chunks where I want to get them off the ground, where I want to roll them over a little bit. But I'll use it. I just won't use it all the time because it definitely slows you down. Now, like when I get over here, like this right here, there's no need to move this off the pile or move this off the pile. I'm gonna cut these right where they are because they're already hung up. I'll just use them on the ones that are on the ground. So here we go, we're gonna do some cutting. So there it is. I just cut all these logs up, and my second impression is that I will probably use the Woodchuck cant hook more often when I'm in the woods. I probably won't use it as much in the woodyard because it does take extra time to get to the log, roll the log over, and it's mainly going to be used, I think, for me, like I say, in the woods. When I cut a tree down, I want to get it up off the ground so I'm not cutting rocks and dirt and things like that. But it is handy to roll the logs over. I really like that part. I'll definitely use it in the woodyard to roll logs up off the piles, which I'm going to do later. On the next video, actually, I'll be using it to roll logs off, so we'll do that. And it's nice to get it off the ground so you're not bending as much, you're not cutting into the ground, so I do like that. I did find, however, though, when you're using it, you got to have open space, because when you put the lever down, when you grab a log and you tip it over, you have to be able to get your lever down low so that the log will pop up on top of the rest right there between the legs on the hook there, on the teeth. And when you're cutting a small piece like this, is easier, actually, I found, to not use the hook. It's easier just to kick it with your foot and roll it over and cut it. Because to have to do all those extra steps of hooking it and lifting it and moving it and then watching out, it just takes too much extra time. And I'm all about speed out here because this is a side thing for me. I don't have all day long to just play with toys. I'm out here to get work done as fast as I can, as efficiently as I can. And if I have to go get toys and tools and move things constantly, it actually slows me down. So the bigger logs, definitely I'll use it on to roll them, to get them up off the ground. I'll definitely use it to get logs up off down from off the piles, or to get it off the ground so I'm not cutting rocks and things. Especially in the woods, I'll be using it. But anyway, it worked really good. It's a nice handy little tool to have, and you'll see more of it on the next video, because I'm going to go over, on the next video, I'm going to cut on some big pile of white pine that I got, and there's big logs over there. So I'm going to use it on those big logs, getting them off the pile, and so you'll see it on the next video. So that's it for this video. Please hit the like, subscribe button. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow right back here in the wood yard. Good night, Irene.